Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I didn't sleep a lot, I really didn't sleep a lot, and I really wanted to come as soon as possible with that video where we will have not a lot of edits, but I really want to explain you what is happening, what happened yesterday, supported by Guido Vassiago, his article in Tuttosport, translated by my great friends Maurizio from around Turin, to give you as much as clarity and being transparent. We have already a new president appointing this morning as I'm recorded. A lot of things will happen, maybe already as I'm talking. I will try to give you as much as information so that you know, because you have to be prepared. Because you will be attacked, you will be blamed, you will be mocked. By who? By all the anti-Juve world. Who am I speaking about? Well, all the people that are not wearing black and white, all the people that are against Juventus. And we know it, there are a lot. 70% of Italy is anti-Juve, but also in the world we can go with that kind of percentage. That means the Milanista, the Interista, the Napoli fan, the Roma fan, the Lazio fan, they are absolutely not aware with what's going on with Juventus. And they will mock you, and they already started with you will be sent back in Serie B. They are dancing, they are happy, they are celebrating. They can't wait to see Calciopoli 2.0. I will reassure you immediately, there will not be a Calciopoli 2.0. Juventus will not go in second division. I tell you immediately why. Because a lot of people, they forget to divide two things. The ordinary justice process, that's one, where we will talk about today, and the sporting process, and that's a second point where we will not talk about today for one simple reason. Juventus did nothing in a sporting part. That means Juventus didn't alternate results, Juventus didn't buy referees, Juventus didn't do anything about the sporting part. So that means that Juventus will not risk to be penalized in going in second division or be erased from the planet Earth. Be reassured for that one. What is Juventus risking and what now? This is what we will enter today. We will talk about in today's video. Guys, before starting and reporting all the things until now so that you are prepared and aware, I really recommend you to download OneFootball for free for iOS and for Android for one simple reason. In Tuttosport, that I will try to read you and translate with around Turin, we will see that everything is in Italian. On OneFootball, you have immediately some articles, big, interesting articles in English, and it's for free. The link is into the description if you want to be up to date fast, because they were one of the first one to send that notification yesterday before the earthquake on Juventus. That's the one that you have to do. We start immediately. After dividing the two things, we will go into the process of the justice, the ordinary process. Well, before going, Napoli fans and Inter fans, they have to be silent. Better for them to be silent, because the Prisma investigation is absolutely not over. And Inter and Napoli were involved in this investigation. Do you remember the players that were sent to Lille for Osimhen that never played a single game? Do you remember? So they have to pay attention. But also Inter with money laundry and so on and so on. So pay attention for them. And that's already one thing. But we don't care about them. We have to care about ourselves. What is happening? Well, Juventus is attacked on two fronts. On the side from Consob. Who is Consob? Well, Consob, it's the Commissione Nazionale per la Società e la Borsa. It's the public authority responsible for regulating the Italian financial market. They are investigating for the public authority. Attenzione, because they are leading these investigations. The video might be longer because I really want to take my time. You see, I don't speak fast, I take my time. We are attacked on two fronts. The charges are essentially the same. False accounting. We are speaking about alternating books, the financial books. There are two teams. The capital gains, which according to the investigators are fictitious and have artificially inflated the revenue. That's the first thing, capital revenue. That means selling players maybe for bigger money that they were valued at the time. That's a big discussion. What is the real value of the player? Is it not what another club is ready to pay for? But that's one thing. Artificially inflated the revenues. Not only the players, but also the revenues. That's one. And then the salary maneuvers, which Juventus deferred salary payments in the pandemic. What does that mean? During the first big lockdown where everything was stopped, no football games, no supporters, everyone at home, Juventus, they talked with all the players and they asked them to postpone their salary, their monthly salary, until when the situation will be correct. And that's why the players all agreed on. We didn't say that we cancelled this salary of the player, but we postponed them. Well, the problem is apparently that it's in violation with the accounting rules. You can't do that according to Consob. It's not possible to do that. Okay? I don't know. I'm not an expert in books. I can read financial books, but I'm not an expert in it. So why is it violating? I don't know. Maybe because you're alternating some money from one financial book year into the other. I don't know. But this is actually what has Juventus be blamed for by Consob. With the first investigation, Agnelli and the board of directors, they said, we are clean. We have nothing done wrong. And that's the first part. But Consob, they requested more clarification, more detailed financial statement, a review on the books. And that's where it starts complicated. That's where it really starts to be complicated. And that's also the first thing why the board of directors, they all dismissed yesterday out of nowhere. Because Juventus, they complied it with all the request and all the correction. But they firmly continue to maintain that their position is okay, that everything was done according to the rules and the law. That position has been shared by Andrea Agnelli and with John Elkann. All of them, they agree, but not the entire board of directors were agreeing with that, a substantial part of which leaned towards a softer position with Consob. And that's why Andrea Agnelli, in his farewell letters yesterday, he spoke about the fact that the team was not like this, that the team was divided, a team that is no longer united. At this point, the two cousins, John and Andrea, they decided that the situation could not be addressed anymore with such deep rifts within the Juventus government, and therefore they reset it, okay? This is the real big starting point on why the board divided, because they had to review, to rewrite the books, and these books has to be approved by the 10-person of the board of Juventus, the board of directors, and they don't agree, all of them, with Andrea and John, that said everything has been done by rules and by law, and some other part are saying, no, it is not okay, or we don't know what has been said. They are not all agreeing. That's why there is a big division. A new Juventus will be born, so attenzione. What now? That's the question that you will all ask. Yesterday, the first two names that we heard was Scannavino, General Director of Juventus, as per direct, immediately, also communicated by Juventus. Who is he? It's the right hand of John Elkann, a trusted person of the family, one that was also administrating La Stampa, Repubblica, all these papers that Juventus is taking care of. He was really well known. He is really well known and trusted by the family. Immediately general director, which is not the president. Scannavino is the managing director. He's rigorous administrative person. And that's important. He's a technician. He has no sport experience, so don't expect him to be a football genius. He's absolutely not, but he's a management genius. And he will be the pivot around the technical soul of Juventus, because Juventus will have to raise back, technically and also sporting part. That's the first one that has been appointed yesterday. All the board dismissed, they resigned, and in the board you also had Arrivabene. But Arrivabene will continue until the 18th of January to manage the transition. What will happen with Arrivabene after the 18th? Will he be re-elected in that board, in the new board that will rise, or will he be completely gone? Some rumors are saying that he might be the only one that will be back in that new board of directors. In the meanwhile, there is a new president, and the president has been appointed. It is Gianluca Ferrero. If you're asking yourself, who is Gianluca Ferrero? Well, he has been appointed as Juventus president as from now, And he's someone that is born in Turin in 63, so he's a bit older than me. He had an economical degree in 88. He did a lot of things. Well, he has a lot of competencies, technical competencies to be the new president, even if, to be honest, Mr. Gianluca Ferrero is someone that I personally do not know. So we will try to investigate even more. But he's someone that has been close to the family. Agnelli has been known since a lot of years. If you go to our Telegram groups, we also already posted his CV, and you can inform yourself a bit more about him. It's a corporate advisor, it's an auditor, it's board and committee member of a number of companies, so someone with a lot of experience. And we already have a new president, so it will not be Del Piero, it will not be Buffon, it will not be Lapo Elkan, it will be not Evelina Cristilini, it will not be Alessandro Nasi, the names that were reported yesterday. But what about Del Piero? What about Buffon? What about Chiellini? Well, you have the technical part, with Juventus' first objective will be to be transparent, but also to pay attention to the financial cost. Juventus stopping the bleed, stopping all the financial losses that were reported a few months ago, with the biggest loss ever. You remember, minus 250 million. It's a record for the club, but also in Italy. That will be the first mission, stopping the bleeding immediately. But attenzione, because the sporting part we have to take care of. Juventus will not go lower in level. We will continue to aim to be the best club in Italy and be back in the European foreground. So, at the moment, there will be continuity with Cherubini and Allegri. There was a dinner between both of them yesterday. What has been said, we don't know. Cherubini didn't resign yesterday because he was not taking part of the board of directors. He's a sporting manager, taking care of Mercato and so on, but absolutely not in board of directors. So he will have the continuity, at least until the end of the year. We already have a lot of earthquake in Juventus. If we can bring some stability until the end of the year, Cherubini is the one that should go through. But also Allegri that we know has a contract for 2 more years with Juventus, he will try to give continuity. Yesterday there was a talk between them. Then if tomorrow or today or in 2 days Allegri said I will resign as well because I miss that shield that was Andrea Agnelli, everything can happen. But at the moment it looks like Massimiliano Allegri will have the continuity to continue with the team Juventus. Then at the end of the year we don't know what will happen. So full confidence for the two guys to complete the season. We are not speaking about the future, completing the season. In the meanwhile, the new board of directors will take decision on the matter. And the new board will be elected on December 27, taking charge on the 18th of January. There is one fact that was also strongly reiterated in the yesterday night, was that Juventus must remain at their level. What Andrea Agnelli has built in the last decade in terms of sporting competitivity must remain as a point of reference also for the new Juventus. And this is also something that I want to reassure you. I already said it and I repeat it because it's written black on white. Juventus wants to compete there. They want to remain there. So if you're scared today, what about my beloved Juventus? What will happen with my beloved Juventus? Well, no, don't be afraid. Juventus will continue with the aim to be there. How long will it take? We don't know, but Juventus will have to be there with 2 parts in the new boards. A technical part that will be really, really paying attention to the laws, to the legal battles, to the finances, and then you have the sporting soul. Sporting soul for the moment, Cherubini and Allegri, but then maybe some figures that will enter to complete that sporting soul. Alessandro Del Piero is a name that is rumored, and yesterday he didn't say no when he was interviewed on television. He didn't say no, but Del Piero could be a vice president, a la Nedved, for example, or honorary president. That is kind of the same. He will not be the president, this is already official, but can enter. Chiellini, that has already some management background thanks to his studies, could enter the company. It's a player from LA. He has still a contract with them. Can he break it and come earlier? It's possible in the board of directors. Can Buffon, that some sources are saying that has been contacted already, come back to Juventus? These big legends, Del Piero and Buffon, don't forget, they were there in moments of difficulty years ago. When we were speaking about Calciopoli, they were there. They saw Juventus going through hell. They saw Juventus coming back, celebrating together the Scudetto of 2011. We have no certainties about these names. Chiellini, Buffon, Del Piero, Marchisio has been rumored also yesterday. But one thing is sure, we can't omit these football people, because the new people that will come, the first objective I told you, is transparency, but also working on financial books, a new vision, a new strategy. Guys, this has been reported by papers, by everything that I have read online, and I wanted to give you that explanation. What about my opinion? Guys, it's already a long video. I already spoke yesterday for 3 hours 30 about opinions and thing like that. I will continue. In the second video of the day, I will report what the pages are saying, and probably I will also give my opinion about facts. But I wanted to help you as soon as possible with that video so that you have the information to defend yourself with all the criticism that you will receive from all around the world today, because a lot of fake profiles will be created just for the buzz, impersonating people, dismissal of Allegri, Agnelli that is saying things. Pay attention. Check the sources, always pay attention. It's for your own good, but defend yourself by Napoli, Inter fans, Milan fans. Even if at the moment, let's wait, because what we know now can change in 2 hours. So be alert. Put the notification ring on so that you have the latest news checked through multiple real sources from the source. Maximum of like, subscribe, continue to subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoyed that video that brought a bit of transparency. Grazie, and more than ever, Forza Juve.